What's going on, guys? It's Tyler from the Keep On podcast. We are going to react live to this game that we just witnessed. This poor, horrible game. I saw that Dave Canales was his presser was on, but I'm trying to find it so we can react to it. Let's see. Here we go. Let me pull this up here.
Same area, yeah. I just felt like building off of what happened last week and just taking a step forward with the pass game. I saw some opportunities. We were protecting pretty well as far as pass protection goes, and it just felt like we just didn't come away with our opportunities consistently enough early on. And then in the second half, at a certain point when the score becomes what it is, it's like, okay, we're in a 2-score game. We got to move it a little bit here. And
You should have moved it a long time ago, bro.
Had some measure of
should have moved it a long time ago.
The run game seemed to be hitting pretty good, but it was trying to
tail
take
between your
advantage of it.
legs.
They were playing some loaded boxes that did a good job with their disguise in some of those areas too.
How much did those loaded boxes kind of take away the tight ends maybe in the middle of the field, at least from your perspective?
Horrible game
it might
plan.
have a little bit. Again, at a glance, I thought we had some opportunities and some one-on-one matchups outside, and we made some, but not consistent enough. Yeah, it's just fundamentals execution.
It's coaching too. You were shit today.
The right throw, catching the ball, doing all the little things right, that I can count on these guys to do, and making sure that
I got to count on you too, buddy.
I don't know how much of a factor it was that way, but I know they did a great job of making first downs and finding early success on third down. They kind of took the ball down the field on third downs and were pretty much perfect in that area. And they got, we did a really solid job against the run game. But as the game goes on, and because
defense was amazing,
sustain drives offensively, we're leaving our defense out there a long time, and they start making extra yards after that with two good solid backs.
You're down.
Yeah, it didn't present as a head injury initially, and then once he came in for the half, that's when it started to really materialize. So when he came out and he was, feeling nauseous and all that, those are signs that our training staff took and said, okay, we got to make sure we do further evaluation on that.
Dave, you obviously get 2 scores down 11.
Yeah.
Going for the 57-yarder. What was the conversation like with Tracy beforehand, and why?
Yeah, if we could get it past the 40, give Ryan a shot, to get a field goal there. Kick him back deep. We'd had timeouts, see if we can get a stop, which our defense ended up getting a stop after that. So the goal was to do that, get the ball back, and see if we can go down to tie it up.
I understand that you have to focus on multiple things. There's a video that's clear as day of Trevon Merrick hitting Jawan Jennings.
Yeah.
Low, not near the ball at all. What happened there? Did you get any?
I'll get to the bottom of that. I want to see what exactly happened, and I haven't had a chance to talk to Trey about that yet. As you know, we've just been kind of talking to the team and wrapping up the day. But that'll be a conversation that I'll dig into.
Will you try to talk to him tonight?
Yeah, I'll talk to him tonight, and I want to make sure I'll have a chance right now to look at the film and to see what happened. It's just the full group execution and just making sure we're on the same page with the calls that are coming in and out. The timing and rhythm, making sure he's getting his throws off the right way, making sure guys are running the right routes at the right depth. Those are all the things that we're just hammering on as a group, and we have to continue to regroup quickly this week and get to the bottom of the execution part of it.
We'll do a couple more. Dave, back to that first and goal play. How big of a momentum was that? You got a chance to answer right off the interception, and just the first goal of the one, and the second that reserve. You most get a 6.
Yeah, missed opportunity, and there was a lot of moments like that, and that certainly was one of them.
How disappointing is it to come in on this stage and not play up to snuff?
Yeah, we just have to be able to carry our execution, regardless of where it's at, what time it's played, who the opponent is. We have to focus on those things and make sure that we come out of the game with good football. And I didn't feel like we did collectively. There were spots, there was some really good football played in areas,
Great
but
defensive
certainly
football,
from an
bro.
offensive
Great
standpoint, with the
defensive football.
penalties, putting us into some bad situations on some 1st and 20s and things like that, it gets harder. And so those are some of the things that are talking about.
Yeah.
And then just the basics of it, the blocking, throwing, and catching, the things that we have to really come back to and improve.
Dave, 12 games into year 2, how confident do you feel in your ability to handle situational football as well as play calling and also finding chemistry with what Bryce is doing on the field?
I have a lot of good help, but again, this is a collective thing and it starts with me. I have to make sure that we're all, taking that information and making it come alive. And having a good attack, love the game plan that we had coming into it, but making sure that our guys are ready. And so I got to do whatever it takes to make sure that they're ready to go. And we have a modified week now, this week, and so we have to be able to take the lessons from this and move on quickly. We have everything still right in front of us. We have to understand that, but the only way we're going to make it happen is by playing good fundamental football.
Put him in that position today where he's having a carry because the running game, I guess you got away from the running game. What do you make of that? And how do you have to move forward so that doesn't happen?
The run game was solid when we look at it per average. Just there were some good runs, and but the mix of it and the way we were going to try to attack this team, it didn't play out. We didn't come away with a lot of the passes that we wanted to make that happen. And so again, it's just going back to the basics of it and looking at the execution part and making sure we're all collectively looking at it together, agreeing upon what needs to be improved and moving forward. All right, thank you.
All right. So I didn't catch the exact beginning of it, so I don't know if he held himself accountable. But there's a lot of execution. I tweeted out earlier. I'll just say this: I felt like Dave Canales looked absolutely unprepared this game. This is the worst, the most unprepared he's been all season. This was the big moment, and you couldn't handle it. You play call like you put your tail between your legs, like you were play calling like a coward. That's what it seemed like. The little dink and dunks, that's cute. That's cute. What made you successful last week? Because the week before that against the Saints, you couldn't do shit, and you did the same thing, got the same result. You do a great, fantastic game plan. Bryce executed well, the offense executed well, and then we're back to square one again. The inconsistency from this offense is ridiculous. It is ridiculous, bro. Like, and I'm gonna make another video and go. I don't think I'll go live. I'll make another video and give my thoughts and be able to actually review the whole game plan. But just the initial reactions. Again, I watched this during work. I wasn't able to watch a little bit of it as I drove home. Had the kids here, and so. But what I did see was just inconsistent with the run with Rico and Chuba. And just the lack of down the throw play calling. And again, like I don't have the All Pro 2020 or 22 film or whatever it's called to be able to see all different views. But just initially, it just looked like the play calling was horrible. It didn't really seem like it was Bryce. I'm sure there's a part of it that is Bryce as far as the down the field goes. But why are we not calling shots down the field? It was a one possession score almost the whole game until the fourth quarter, late third, early fourth. And yet you still don't call shots down the field. I don't get it. Make the proper play call. If Bryce can't do it, he can't do it. But he proved to you he can't against one of the best pass rushing defenses and a really good secondary in Atlanta. And now you're playing against one of the worst pass rushing defenses in the NFL. And you're playing not to lose. You got to play aggressive, and it doesn't make sense. You don't want to take shots down the field, but you go for it for the 2-point conversion when you didn't need to. So like it doesn't make sense. Like his willingness to be aggressive, but then also not. I don't get it. He needs to grow as a play caller and as a head coach because he is a big reason why we lost today. Play calling. Was there lack of execution? Sure. I'm not just saying it's just Dave Canales, but I wasn't able to make a video about the Falcon game, but when I mentioned after the Saints how Dave Canales or how Bryce Young played, Bryce Young was the reason why we lost that game. Bryce Young doesn't really feel like he's the main reason why we lost that game. He's a contributing factor 100%. And I'll get to Bryce in a minute. But Dave Canales, you got to set your team up for success. And you did not tonight. You did not. You play call like a coward. Make the proper play call and let the offense execute. And if they can't execute, then we know it's them. It's not even like you didn't trust Bryce and you were just running Rico the whole game. You didn't even do that. This was pathetic from Dave. Canal. This was the worst play calling I've seen in a long time. The worst. I don't know what your guys' stats are that are watching. Feel free to chime into the comments. If you haven't, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. But dude, this was horrible. Now the defense came to play, bro. They gave you multiple opportunities. 3 interceptions. Granted, we gave up 2. The first one was definitely on Bryce. I got to look at the second one, but I felt like that was on Bryce too. Credit to the 49ers. They played well, but bro, they gave us every opportunity to win that game. And then the first interception, we're at the 2-yard line, and you throw it was a good play call. I don't want to hear anybody complain about the play call on that. He was wide open. Delayed throw, poor throw. He could have ran that in easy for a touchdown and didn't. The decision making was still piss poor by Bryce. This is one of the worst performances by Bryce this season, easily. But this is one of the most inconsistent offenses I've ever witnessed in my life. And it's hard to understand who. I think it's both. And I think it changes and alternates depending on the game. Against the Saints, it felt like it was definitely Bryce. Against the 49ers, it feels like it's Canales and Bryce. But something needs to change. Something like, bro, I get that. I want to know why we're not calling it. Is it because you don't trust Bryce, or you're just not you need to get better as a play caller? I don't know what it is, but something needs to change, because this isn't it. You cannot win consistent football games and look and be in a position, even if you are in the playoffs. Do you think you're going to be competitive in the playoffs playing like that? That inconsistent? Bro, you got to pick your chances. You got to take chances. Look at Kyle Shanahan. Brock Purdy threw 3 interceptions, and he was still throwing down the field, bro. He was still well-balanced. I just don't get it. The defense did more than enough to win this football game. And people saying like, oh, the defense couldn't stop anything towards the end. It's, yeah, because they're gassed, bro. They've been on the field almost the whole night. This was horrible. The first half stats by Bryce, was it 38 yards? You got to be kidding me. And it's not just Bryce. Again, it's Canales. It is Canales. Tonight was horrible. Dave Canales' play calling was horrible. Again, I'll look at the film and kind of get more of a detailed answer, but I'm just giving my initial thoughts. But if I'm a defensive, and you had injuries on the defense, we were using our practice squad linebackers, and they were still playing well. We were stopping the run. Like, the defense came to play. The offense played like a bunch of cowards. Like, bro, like, man the fuck up. Like, at least lose with confidence. They look like they were so scared to go out there and play football offensively. Horrible. Just horrible, dude. You got to be more consistent. You got to be more consistent than this. And again, like I'm not a big X's and O's guy. I feel like I can figure things out. I can watch things on film and get a good idea after I really study film, but I'm not a big X's and O's guy. That's more like Duncan, you know, if you guys haven't watched Dunk on Demand, Unnecessary Bluntness, he's phenomenal with X's and O's. That's not my thing, but I feel like I got good eyes and I have common sense. The game plan offensively was not it. It was horrible, dude. It was absolutely horrible. Just pathetic. Just pathetic. And then people like shitting on Evero throughout the game. I'm like, dude, like, what do you want the guy to do? Back up linebackers, 3 turnovers, stopping the run, 3 interceptions. 3 interceptions and you get 3 points off of them. That's inexcusable. That is offensive play calling, not getting your team prepared. That is Canales. He owned up against the Saints. I didn't hear him own up today. He needs to own up because he was dog shit. Straight dog shit. It was horrible. But, you know, people saying you can't blame Bryce. I'm like, yeah, you can. I am blaming Bryce. Bryce is a part of this offense, and he looked horrible. Just horrible. It was the big light was the Monday Night Football. It was too big of a stage for Canales, bro. Too big of a stage. So, if you guys got any comments or anything in the chat, let me know. But I'm about to get off here in a little bit. I just want to give my live reaction. I just want to spend like, 10, 20 minutes, kind of let you know what my thoughts are. Just horrible performance. Now, we didn't get demolished, but you shouldn't when you have 3 turnovers. I thought J.C. Horn played a phenomenal game. Hopefully he's okay. I thought Mike Jackson played a great game. I thought Thornton did great. I thought Trayvon Moore did really well. I thought Chris Barnes, linebacker, did really well. Defense came to play. Offense, bunch of cowards. Talking about Bryce Young. Well, no, I'm talking to everybody. Just play like a bunch of cowards. We rushed for 69 yards. And the averages were good, bro. Like Rico averaged 6.3 yards per carry. Chuba averaged over 5 yards per carry. Why are we not running the football? And then you have Rico, that's our leading receiver this game too. He had 36 yards. T-Mac had 35. 29 of them came from that touchdown catch. I mean, and then the defense almost gave you a 4th turnover with the Princely's forced fumble. Just, and I understand we're getting sacks this game, but we're getting pressure. Boy, we need an edge rusher bad, dude. And we need a quarterback too. And talk to Bryce here in a second. Bryce is got to be the most inconsistent player I've ever seen in my life. He goes from shit to Drew Brees to shit again. Like, again, I kind of gave my opinion a couple weeks ago on Bryce, and after this season, I'm gonna give my opinion as far as what we should do moving forward. At the very least, he needs competition. He needs a vet behind him. He needs competition because obviously Andy Dalton's gone after this season. He needs competition because we've seen glimpses of what this offense can be. And I do believe that Bryce can be the guy. I just feel like he's extremely inconsistent, and Dave Canales is inconsistent with play calling. It's like it's like you play like crap offensively. The media is grilling you. Why are you not taking your shots downfield? Why are you not doing this? Why are you not throwing down the field? Then you go out and throw for 448 yards, and then you do the same shit you did the week prior when you didn't throw the ball down the field. I don't understand like the common sense mindset from that. Like it shouldn't be that difficult. You're telling me that the receivers are just like locked all the way to, there's no one open. That we just have the incapability of going deep, at least getting intermediate shots. Give me a 15-yarder. Give me these quick like outs and ins and comebacks and slants, like these little cute little 3 to 6 yard throws. Bro, you got to open up the field. And not only are we doing that offensively, throwing the ball like that, but then we're running the ball and we're getting success, and you're not even doing that. It's ridiculous, bro. And it's frustrating because as a Panthers fan, you see what we can be. And it's stupid shit like this that pisses us off because, okay, throw the ball down the field. You don't get it? Okay, at least you're trying. You're not even trying. You're playing like a coward. You're play calling like a coward. I just don't get it, dude. But I thought Chris Barnes, going back to the defense, Chris Barnes had a hell of a game. He had 10 tackles. I thought he was all over the field. There's a couple of times where I wasn't sure why Derek Brown wasn't in the game, specifically on like 4th and 1 early in the first quarter. I didn't understand that. It's just so frustrating, dude. 3 picks. Christian McCaffrey had a hell of a game too. He had like 140 plus all-purpose yards. But I'll do some deep diving into the film, kind of give my true, not these are my true thoughts, but more accurate, detailed thoughts. So after I review the film, but I just want to get on with you guys. Thanks for watching. Thank you for listening to me rant. This team, man, like it's okay to lose. It's about how you lose. Like don't lose like a coward. And then like, oh, we're down by 2 scores. Now let's throw down the field and actually have some success doing it. And then saying like, oh, we need to execute better. We didn't have any opportunities. We had to throw down the field all of a sudden because we were down. Yeah, motherfucker, because you suck at play calling. You freaking coward. Just Ron Rivera was more aggressive than this shit. Holy God. This was the most coward I've ever seen of an offense from a play calling to an execution standpoint. And sure, the offensive line, could have played a little bit better, but they third string center, third string right guard. I thought they did okay. We made some poor errors. Icky had a hold. Mitchell Evans had a hold. Xavier Legette stepping out of bounds on the comeback late in the 4th. But bro, like that's not defining what happens tonight. You are defining what happens tonight from your dog shit play calling. And it doesn't make sense, dude. Like I said it earlier. I don't understand how you can. I get that there's a penalty. The analytics say go for it with them when they kick the field goal or the extra point. They got the penalty, brought them to the 2, and they went for it. First of all, your offense hasn't done jack shit, especially passing the ball. And not only do you not run the ball, which is you've been effective throughout the game, you throw it. And you didn't even need to go for the set 2-point conversion. I don't understand that. If you're going to go for it and you're like, okay, well, we wanted to go for the 2-point conversion, so that way, if we get the ball again, we score, we can win the game. Well, do the 2-point conversion at the end of the game if you're going to do that. just the dumb fucking like situational shit from Dave Canales is just horrible. And yes, there's times he's gotten away with it, but overall, like there's throughout the whole season, there's been situations where why are we going for it? There's no need to do it. We don't have Mahomes back there. We're not this high power offense. We've been sucking all game, but yet, hey, yeah, let's go, let's do it. And there's been times we've gotten away with it, but other times you're like, you keep, let's keep digging it, let's keep making it deeper for us. Fucking dumb. I don't understand. So stupid. But shout out to the defense. Keep pounding, guys. You guys have been amazing. Offense, get your shit together. We're still in the hunt. We're still a half a game back. And again, as a Panthers fan, we're 500. We're still in the hunt. We still have an opportunity. We still control our own destiny. We can beat Tampa Bay, but we have a hard road. We got the Rams next week. Then we have the Saints, then the Bucks, then the Seahawks, and then the Bucks. Those are some hard games. If we can sneak a win in with the Rams, like the Rams and the Seahawks, if we can get a win between one of those two teams, that's huge. But tonight, man, there was a huge opportunity. Your defense gave you a huge opportunity, gave you 3 turnovers, and you came away with 3 points. Trash. Fucking trash. Unbelievable. Well, I'm out of here, guys. Keep pounding. Peace.